Hi guys, welcome to the Bookbinders. Today we're going to be analyzing Yes to Heaven by Lana Del Rey.
In honor of her recent official release.
I cannot tell you how ecstatic I was when I saw like all the posts coming in like, oh, Lana's gonna release Yes to Heaven at midnight today. I was like, Yes to Heaven? Yes to Heaven? What? That's insane. Yes to Heaven.
Because it's so good.
Yes to Heaven has been like in my top 3 of Lana songs. VB, Yes to Heaven, How to Disappear, top 3. Those are my, like, I will confirm right now that those are my top 3 because they are no skip songs. Like, I will never skip any of those songs. No skip. They're just no skip. They're just very good. Very, very good songs. Melodically, this song is insane. It's immaculate. The music, I wish she added, she put back in some of the guitar because the guitar, like electric guitar, was amazing. And anytime Lana has an electric guitar song, it's great.
It's so good. Her electric guitar work is so good. Like Brooklyn Baby.
Yeah, Brooklyn Baby. VB. Yeah, that one like 5-minute guitar solo.
Oh my god.
I live for that insane. 5-minute guitar solo. Yeah. So I mean, with that, like, what an epic song, and I think definitely that goes over some of our first impressions of the song. It was an amazing song that I remember listening. I actually don't know if I knew it was a Lana song because I heard it through some sort of TikTok or something like that. Like, obviously through social media because it was quite popular there. And I was listening to, like, Lana Del Rey unreleased playlist because that's what I do as a Lana Del Rey fan. And I remember this song came up and it was Yes to Heaven, Serial Killer, and like one more. I can't remember, Flipside maybe, but yeah, those 3 songs amazing. But then I remember like Yes to Heaven had the like I've got my eye on you, and I was like, I'm sold. This song is amazing. So yeah, that's all I have to say about like the first time I listened to it.
The first time I listened to it, I think it was recommended by you, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, undoubtedly. It was recommended by you. And I listened to just like a lyric video, and I thought there's such an ethereal song.
Yeah, definitely.
Mixed in with this like electric guitar, which gave it that quintessentially Lana like grunge effect.
Yeah. I think there was this one part in the released version that she released where there was like this like timpani sound, and I thought that was really cool too. Like the like doo 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 doo. And I really like that. And a lot of the parts where she kind of like mutes the background, so we get a lot of vocals and less background. It also sounds good, but I do really love the electric guitar. That reminded me, Pretty When I Cry.
Oh, yes.
Amazing electric guitar. And I mean, I guess that song makes me want to cry. Perhaps not, perhaps yes. Anyway, shall we get into the song?
Yes, that's.
Okay.
So the first line, if you dance, I'll dance.
If you dance, I'll dance. So, I mean, this is kind of like a recklessly in love. It's like following someone. And, I mean, it's very face value because we kind of have to talk about the whole plot before we get into the if you dance, I'll dance. Which I think it kind of connects back later on once we go over a little bit more of the chorus and into the song. But what did you want to say about this?
I also said that, for me, dancing is like a very intimate act. So it's like dancing can equal love, basically. So there's a question, like, if you dance. So in my analysis, at least, she loves this person. And whether or not she's loved in return, she'll still dance if the person is like, they're
which is the
putting in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know dance anyway. That's, yeah.
So, I mean, okay, I just finished reading They Both Die at the End after I did this analysis.
Oh,
so,
really? Really? Is it good?
Yeah, I mean, 7.5 out of 10, but it was only good towards the end. The middle was a lot of random moments, but the ending was really, the last line was, my sister can attest to that. She can definitely attest to the last line being very good. I would recommend it, I guess. It's a good read. It's a fun read. I read it in like 2 hours. Anyway, going back to the song. So I associated a lot of the song with death. And, you know, if you don't, I'll dance anyway, which kind of, the whole idea of the song to me was okay, hold on. Okay, so heaven is represented by the singer, like she deems herself as heaven.
That's what I said too.
But in another way, Lana Del Rey is like, because she deems herself as heaven, this person who she's singing to is dying, kind of. So she's saying, like, if you dance, I'll dance, and if you don't, I'll dance anyway, to represent the ethereal beauty that she holds by her dancing anyway. And, like, she knows in a way that this person won't be able to dance because they're not in heaven yet. Like, they're on the verge of dying.
Interesting.
It's very dark. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I think it's actually, like, sort of similar or adjacent to optimistic pessimism.
Yeah.
Basically what your analysis is. Because, like, on one hand, it's with death and it's kind of dark, but there's also, like, a certain ethereal nature to it.
Yeah.
Which is why I would say that. But for if you don't, I'll dance anyway, it's like she loves the person, so, like, if the person is going to commit to that relationship, then she's going to go all in. And even if they don't, then she's still going to love them. And my analysis is also very much about death.
Yeah. I think that idea is kind of persistent here. So, I mean, okay, the next line. Give peace a chance. Which, I mean, this song is kind of a love song in a way because her viewing herself as this state of heaven, even though she's not heaven, is like this misnomer. It's like saying, like, I could be your heaven, but it's almost toxic because she's not, like, allowing this person to, like, die, kind of. Because she's like, if you're with me, you're in heaven.
Yeah,
like,
so why do you need...
Yeah, why do you need to, like, leave me? Why do you need to die? So, like, giving peace a chance is not referring for this person to, like, fully pass away, but rather for this person to, like, not give peace a chance by being with her. So, once again, that kind of unreliable narrator and misnomer coming in there, which is absolutely beautiful because, I mean, we don't usually get to see that with poetry like this.
Yeah, I would definitely agree on that, definitely. And then for Give Peace a Chance, I took a bit of a tangent in my analysis because I started analyzing the song by John Lennon.
Oh, okay.
But I couldn't really find a way that connected, I don't think. That's basically
okay.
like, that was my random tangent.
Oh,
but for
alright.
peace is like, peace is often synonymous with like heaven and then the afterlife. And it's like happiness, life, bliss. She's saying to the person who's maybe just like going through a dark time and contemplating like killing themselves that they just need to stop doing that and give peace with her a chance and just like put themselves into this relationship and see that she's gonna
I think that's interesting because you took it with a more suicidal what did I say? Okay. Suicidal connotation. However, I took it with this like I took it more of as like a medical drama 5 Feet Apart style where this person is literally not able to be alive. And actually 5 Feet Apart is a great contextual example for this because the two people, they can't be in love because they would literally kill each other to be in love. And I think that's where the representation of heaven comes in. So, I mean, suicide would work out, but I took it more of like, this person is doomed and destined to die, but she's saying like, be in love with me, stay with me. Like, I would rather spend like, last like 5 more minutes with you than to have you die sadly, which is why, you could definitely see that I read they both die at the end. Based on the way I'm talking right now. Anyway, next line. Let the fear you have fall away. Fear of death. Fear of dying. Let that fall away so that you can have these last 5 minutes in heaven with me.
Oh, interesting. I said the opposite, actually. I said fear of love. Fear of like the vulnerability and the intimacy of dancing and afraid to just like be vulnerable.
No, I can see that too. And it works both ways because fearing death and fearing love too, which can conflict each other in both ways for this one person that she's singing to, because if they're afraid of death, they're afraid of, like being with her, and then if they're afraid of love, they're also afraid of being with her. So that can be conflicting the person double ways.
And fear of death, like by her saying let the fear you have fall away, she's asking the person to let her into their
let
life.
The light in.
Yeah, sort of basically like my analysis of let the light in. She's like begging this person to let her be the reason that they find peace. Let her be the heaven for them rather than them killing themselves.
And then she says, I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on you. So, I mean, in my head, I kind of took this in like, she's got her eye on this person, meaning like she watches over him like heaven. It's like she's representing herself as this angel, even though she's not. She's giving this person a false positive to almost falsely reassure this person that, you know, she's heaven, which is almost this toxic relationship that if she's instilling in this person, and she should not be doing that, but yeah, that's the whole point of it. It's a false positive.
Interesting. I said she was watching over them, but for a very different reason. Mine was more as in like she thinks that they're going to end it. That's why she's watching them so closely. She's consciously choosing to keep an eye on the person so that she can keep track of them, so that she doesn't lose them when she's not paying attention.
Yeah. Oh my god, how is this only 11 minutes? I'm sorry to digress, but yeah, it goes both ways. I mean, if she's consciously keeping an eye on this person, that means she's looking out for this person. And then she goes into say yes to heaven, say yes to me. So, I mean, obviously she's saying say yes to heaven, which is leading him to say, like, leading him or whoever we want to represent this love as, leading this love to say yes to heaven, go and, you know, go to heaven, go die in peace. But then she almost psychs this person out by saying, say yes to me, representing herself as heaven. Like, don't leave me. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't leave me, but, you know, stay with me and give me these last 5 minutes.
Yeah. For this line, I took it as in, like, what does heaven symbolize? And it's, like, it symbolizes peace and everlasting, like, eternal bliss and happiness. And so the main character loves this person. That's why she wants them to have this heavenly existence. But she just won't accept the fact that it's not her. That's why she's saying, say yes to me. She's trying to show her love that, like, she will be the happiness, she will be the peace in their relationship. And she's trying to convince them that she will make heaven on earth for them. All they need to do is, like, stay with her and make that choice not to go.
Yeah. And then she says, if you go, I'll stay. Yeah, if you go, I'll stay. Which, I mean, she's kind of leaning to acceptance now. She's, in my context, she says, like, well, in my context, she believes, like, oh, okay, well, this person kind of has to go now. I kind of have to leave them behind. So she says, if you go, I'll have to, like, remain on this earth without you. So it's almost just like, why are you leaving me? Like, it's almost sarcastic in a way. So she's like, if you'll go, I guess I'll have to stay here. I mean, that ties in the next line, but go ahead.
For this, it's more like, if you leave me in terms of, like, if you leave Earth, if you die, but if you make the choice to go by yourself, then she's gonna wait for that person. Like, she'll continue with her life because that's almost what the person wants for her. Whoever it is, they don't want her to end her life just because they end their art.
Right.
They want her to continue because even if they don't love her in the way she seems to love them, they still care about her. So they don't want her to die just because they're not there anymore.
Yeah, and then she says, if you stay, right? If you come back, I'll be right here.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's, like, this moment where she's like, you could come back to me, right? Like, you're not gone forever. And I feel like that's, like, the delusional, unreliable narrator coming in here. So she's saying, if you come back, I'll be right here. I'll be waiting for you. I'm always waiting for you. And I am your heaven. You will realize. Like, she's, like, saying, like, you will realize that your true heaven is me. It's always been me.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, she's assuring the person that even if they go, she'll still wait for them to come back. And it is definitely delusional. Like, she'll always be there. And leave could also become mentally distant in this sense. So if, regardless of how you want to interpret that distance, she's going to be there she's always going to be there for this person that she loves. And she's just sort of assuring them of that. Like, even if they die in a physical sort of sense, she's still going to be there waiting for them to give her some sort of sign that she's the heaven.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree with that. And the next lyrics, like a barge at sea, in the storm I stay clear. So, I mean, with this, she kind of views herself as like this no navigation in life, ergo barge at sea, and in the storm I stay clear. Like, even in your dark times, I will always be there to be this float. Like, in this horrible storm and sea, I will be your clear heaven. She's just trying to depict herself as heaven. It's a lot of metaphors and, like, figurative language.
I found this line very ironic, because if you think about, like, barges, ships on the sea, especially in a storm, it's not stable at all. It gets, like, tossed around and thrown, the whole tempest-tossed concept. So she, by comparing herself to this, like, barge in a storm, it's showing the... sort of inadvertently showing the irony in her statement that she'll always be there, showing that subconsciously maybe she knows that she's delusional, because she can't be stably there for you like a barge at sea, because barges at sea are not stable at all. And that's why she can't be there for that person.
I agree with that.
In their death, because how are they going to come back from the dead?
Right.
Just to be with her.
Yeah, so that brings back the fact that we have an unreliable narrator. The narrator is Delulu. And, I mean, that definitely ties in, because if she's trying to prove to her love, like, hey, I'm providing this much for you, but really she's not proving anything at all, she's being almost ironic about this whole thing, then we know, is her love true or is it not? Or what is she really trying to convey here? And then in the next lyric she says, "'Cause I've got my mind on you." And I found this quite interesting, because this is a lyric change, and I don't think we've talked about a lyric change in a while now.
Yeah, no.
So, I mean...
there aren't as many lyric changes in Taylor Swift.
Not really. And that's why, I mean, Lana and Taylor both are great musicians and great lyricists. But I love them each for individual reasons. Now, regarding this line, "'cause I've got my mind on you." Previously, she said, "I've got my eye on you," which is a physical, tangible item that she can physically see, while "I've got my mind on you" is this theoretical concept, rather. So this is post this person dying, and now all she could ever imagine is this person as this figurative thought, and she's saying, "I've got my mind on you. I know you're coming back to me. I know that you are not gone for real. Like, you're playing a joke on me." That's almost what she's trying to convey here. Like, it can't be real. She's not able to accept the fact that this person she loved oh so very much has died now.
It's interesting. I could definitely see that this is the moment where the person dies. I put it in the very last stanza of the song, when she's saying, "I've got my eye on you," and then there's a sudden change to "I've got my mind on you."
Oh, there is?
Yeah. The very last line is mind, where everything else is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I have the person who I titled Babe, because that's the time I was analyzing this.
Yeah.
Dies then. But for this, "I've got my mind on you," it's just like, in addition to constantly looking out for the person, she's also like constantly worrying about them. And even when she can't see them, even when there's that distance in a physical sense, but not like death between her that I was talking about before, she's thinking about the person and whether the person is okay, and perhaps trying to like figure out how to fix the person or prove to the person that she is heaven.
Definitely. I feel like that's crazy how we had the very similar analysis to each other. So, I mean, generally we don't, so that's pretty cool. And it's this weird topic. Like, it's a very specific topic. It's not necessarily like the same, like, it's not even like like one broad thing, but that's crazy. Anyway, then she says, she does the whole chorus again, and then we go to the bridge. So, yeah, walk on this bridge. If you'll dance, I'll dance. So that repetition of that first line, I think it's reprising because she's almost reliving the memories of her love by saying, you know, I'm trying to prove to you once again for the final time, you know, if you'll dance, I'll dance. And
Yeah.
I think this time she doesn't really say, and if you don't, I'll dance anyway, because after this love has finally been gone, she's so somber and so melancholy that she can't even bring it to herself to try to even dance again.
Yeah.
Swan song.
I love Swan Song.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
for this, if you dance, I'll dance, it is like a nod to the
Mhm.
past, but this for me is like a final plea in a sense. She's saying like one last time,
Yeah.
whether she knows it's the last time or not. Like, please, if you just agree to stay in this relationship and let me be your light and your heaven, then it'll work out. You will see that I can be your heaven. So I'd say yes to me.
Yeah.
And then for the next line, I'll put my red dress on again. Red is symbolic of passion and love.
Mhm.
And again, it's like memories. So like as before, she'll sort of convey to you this passion and love she has for you. And the general intimacy with love, like just dancing very closely. So she'll hold you and she'll be there for you and she'll show you that she loves you. And that's going to be symbolic of the heaven.
Yeah,
with
agreed. I mean, yeah, definitely took it in a similar way. I think red dress is just trying to say that, like, you know, she has this glam just for this specific person. Also, the get it on part, is that what she says? Does she say get it on?
Get it on? Does she?
Because I guess my lyrics are just very different, and I'm just going to analyze it with my lyrics because I came up with this whole plot. Anyway, so I mean, she has this red dress, which means she's getting dolled up for this specific person. And it's almost like, you know, she's still fighting this delusion. She's still fighting this delusion. And, you know, she's like, yeah, I'm going to get it on now. So there's a delusion kicking in. And then the next lyric, which is, if you'll fight, I'll fight. And I feel like I took this in an interesting way because, I mean, if he'll fight for his life, she'll fight against him to almost die now because, you know, he's put her through so much pain, so now she just can't, you know, she can't go through anymore. She can't, like, handle it if he puts her through, like, yeah, no more pain anymore. She's like, yeah, give me all the pain. Ultraviolence me. Ultraviolence.
I took it in for a different context. For this one, if it's like, if you fight for your life, then I'll fight for us. Basically, like, if you choose to stay here and choose me, and if you like make an effort to find a new happiness, then I will also fight to make our relationship work and give you the heaven on earth.
I guess I took that pessimistically.
Then I will give this relationship my everything and give you the heaven that I'm promising you.
Okay, like that. Then she says, it doesn't matter, it's all gone, which is why I inserted the last lyrics. And then she said, she's like, it's all gone, so I don't even have to fight with you, you already left me. And that's like that moment of defeat where she's like, see, in the last line, she was kind of like, and if I'll fight against you, I'll fight for you to die again, I'll fight for you to break me all over again. But it's almost like this broken, like ironic kind of thing that she's saying, even though she wants him to live, she wants him to be with her. It's almost ironic that she says that, and that's the whole point. The point is that she doesn't want him to die, but then she's upset that it's all gone now. Yeah. And then she repeats, yeah, go ahead, talk about that.
So I took that context as in like dialogue from the person she's with. Like, in response to her giving that one final plea, this person says that it's all gone now. Like, they've given up and lost themselves, so it doesn't matter if she fights for them because they can't fight for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what matters in the fight, is whether or not they can fight for themselves because Otherwise, what is she even fighting for if they're lost themselves?
Yeah. And then she says, I've got my mind on you 2 times. So, I mean, I feel like that's just like this, I mean, she's remembering him. It's the remembrance. And, I mean, for you, this is when Babe dies.
No, not yet.
Okay.
For me, this is still worrying.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's still alive, but now he's putting more distance. And she's just, like, worried about that. And then the chorus one more time, which is, like, a facet of the final plea. And then the final thing, I've got my eye on you 3 times. And then it changed to, I've got my mind on you. That's when the person dies, to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's still watching over at the beginning. And then suddenly in the very same, I don't know, little verse, she switches to mine just for 1 line. And that's when he dies, because he's not there to watch anymore. So she just thinks about him.
Oh, gotcha. I think for me, well, I never got the change in the lyrics, so I'm just going to analyze it without the change. So, I mean, with the chorus, and then she says, I've got my eye on you multiple times, which is like the delusion coming back. It's like she's unable to accept this once again. She just can't live with herself. So she's just saying, like, she's imagining his presence with her, and she's like, I've got my eye on you. Like, I will always remember you. You will always be this real figure to me. And it almost ends in this bittersweet way, because she's like, I've got my eye on you. And she's like, little hummy thing. I felt that was like really, really sad and super sweet. So, yeah, that's such a gut-wrenching song. Like, I don't know. It's upsetting. Lax. Overall analysis rating.
7.4.
9, because I like the concept of death and love. Clearly. And then song rating.
Song rating 8.
10. This is definitely a 10 song for me. It's too much. Yeah, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for listening to the Bookbinders.
Yeah, always overthink.
Yay, farewell.
Yeah, goodbye, thank you.
Yes to heaven.
Yeah.